ESPN 3. ESPN Plus number 3. Want to break down the light heavyweight fight. We got Thiago Santos versus Jan. Jan is on a 4-5 win streak. Um, Thiago Santos is on a 3-5 win streak. Both of these men are the same age. Got one from Poland and one from Brazil. Um, the reach advantage is slightly going to Jan. He also has the height advantage. He's 6'2". Thiago Santos is only 6 foot. Um, a lot of people are leading towards Santos here, and I'm gonna have to agree with the people here, and I'm gonna tell you the reasons why I agree with the percentage of topology here. Okay, you're talking about Thiago Santos, a man who's coming off of a big win over Jimmy Manuwa. And Manuwa has a win over Jan, and Santos looked good. He KO'd Jimmy in the second round, KO'd Eric Anderson round 3, beat Kevin Holland, lost to David Branch, beat Anthony Smith. I mean, that says a lot right there. He beat Anthony Smith, a guy who's fighting John Jones for the heavyweight title. I mean, Kevin Holland and Eric Anderson not really a big name, but you gotta think he beat Jimmy Manuwa. And Blachowicz had a tough time with Jimmy Manuwa 2 times that they fought. Santos, I just think his stand up is a lot more better than Blachowicz. You're talking about explosive dude with a lot of power. He hits hard and he ends fights fast. I just don't think that Blachowicz is going to be able to weather the storm that Thiago Santos is going to put on Blachowicz. But you can't count out Blachowicz. He doesn't have 4 wins in the UFC light heavyweight division for no reason. You're talking about a man who's fought against Alexander Gus, even though he lost. That just gives him a lot of experience on top tier guys. He lost to Corey Anderson. Also, he lost to Patrick Cummins. It seems like he had tough times with the better wrestlers on all of his losses, even though he has a win over Latifi and Jared Cannonier, Nikita Krylov. I mean, the fights that stands out for me, the biggest wins that stands out for me for Blachowicz is the Jimmy Manuwa, Jared Cannonier, and Latifi. I mean, this guy really hasn't beat anybody that good. This fight is really a toss-up, man. To be honest, we know that Blachowicz has a solid ground game. He has good submissions. We just seen him win from an arm triangle choke. So I have to give the grappling advantage to Blachowicz here when it comes to stand up and striking. Of course, Thiago Santos. Blachowicz might even have the better gas tank than Thiago Santos, because we've seen Thiago Santos sometimes slow down later in the fight. If he doesn't get the early KO, he tends to slow down. We've seen him get subbed by Eric Spicely. He even got KO'd by David Branch. I mean, lost to Gegard Mousasi. It's really, and we even seen in the Kevin Holland fight that went 3 rounds, Santos was beating the dude, badly. But as the fight progressed, he did seem like he slowed down tremendously, It's one of those fights that if it gets past, I know it's scheduled 5 rounds, but the thing, if the fight make it past the first 2 rounds, how is Santos gonna do? You know, how's he gonna do in the later rounds? How is the gas thing gonna hold up for him? You know, that's always gonna be a question of mine. How is Santos gonna do in the late rounds? I mean, it's a very tough fight to call, man. I mean, I won't be surprised if either guys won the fight, but the way Santos has been looking, I think he'd get it done by TKO, man. But as you look at Blachowicz's record, the man's only been TKO one time in 30 fights. Man, it's a real tough one to call, man. Ranked number 4 versus 7. I think Santos. I like Santos here, man. I'm gonna go Santos getting it done, but could be it could be a long day for him, man. But we like Santos. Then we want to go into the heavyweight division. We got Stephen Struve taking on Marcos de Lima. A heavyweight clash. As you see, Stephen Struve is on a 3-fight losing streak. He's 31 years old now. He's still pretty young. As you look at his record and how many fights he got, he's still a young guy. We like Marcos Rodrigo de Lima here, man. We think that Stephen Struve, as you see, looked like he's coming to the end of his career. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. He hasn't really looked good at all lately, man. Stephen Struve, the last time he looked good to me is when he knocked out Antonio Bigfoot Silva, and that's not a hard guy to look good against. I mean, he is coming off a barbell choke over Daniel Lazak, but he's also got KO'd by Alexander Volkov, lost the decision to Marcin Tavaru, and lost to a decision to Andre Arlovski, man. I mean, Struve just haven't really been himself since he had those health issues. I mean, I really did like Stephen Struve. He was a talented up and coming prospect. He was the guy who beat our former heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic. So it's sad to see Stephen Struve kind of fall off MMA when at one point he was an up and coming guy. It's sad that his health issues haunts his MMA career, man. You know, but that's why I gotta go with Marcos here. I mean, even though he hasn't fought the best guys in the division, I mean, he is coming off of a decision win. I mean, he's a real strong guy. He's a decent grappler. He has 3 submission wins. Um, also have 11 TKOs. Stephen Struve on the other side, he's been knocked out 7 times. We're gonna go here where Marco's getting it done. And we want to see him. He maybe gets it done by TKO. I'll say round 1. I'm not sure on the round yet, but I'm pretty sure Stephen Struve is gonna lose this fight, man. I mean, maybe by decision, to be honest, because Stephen Struve is 7 foot, man, and you see that reach. That's gonna be kind of hard to find find that range and land on a big guy like that. That's all that reach on him. But we got Marcos winning this fight here, and then let's see another fight that I want to do. I'm not gonna do every fight on this card because there's so many people on this card that I don't even really know on this card, man. They got dudes probably making their debuts. A lot of dudes on here, um, and they're fighting in the Czech Republic, so there's a lot of like, overseas talent or whatnot. And after this fight, we're gonna do the John Vellante fight, the light heavyweight. Um, we got another guy versus Poland here. So he's coming off a draw. Vellante is coming off of a W, off of Ed Herman. John Vellante, man, he's not that good. Um, Even though he beat Ed Herman in a close decision, that fight wasn't that. I mean, it wasn't all that exciting. It was just a sloppy brawl almost, man. I don't really know too much about his opponent here, Michael, but we're gonna go Michael here, man. I think he's gonna be able to put the pace on Vellante. Maybe get a few takedowns here, even TKO him. But yeah, we're gonna go Michael here. All right. We're gonna talk about also the John Dodson versus Peter Yan fight. Wow, man. We like Peter here right off the bat. I'm gonna just go Peter. That's a no-brainer here for me. Even though John Dodson has tons of experience, he has way more fights than Peter does. Um, you know, Jan only has about, what is that, 12 fights on his record. John Dodson has 30 fights. And John Dodson been in there with the best guys. Like, you already know Demetrius Johnson. Got a decision win off of Pedro Munoz. Um, you know, but ever since he lost to Demetrius Johnson in the rematch for the flyweight title, he kind of just went on a little skid row here, man. He wins one, he loses one. He wins one, he loses one. But this fight, I think that he's going to be on a 2-fight losing streak here after Peter meets up with Dodson in the octagon here. As you see, Dodson didn't look too good against Jimmy Rivera. And Peter, on the other hand, is on a big win streak. The dude has very technical striking. Um, is very fast, man. And this is another guy you can keep your eye out on for the bantamweight division. He could be fighting for a title shot anytime soon. Racks of a win like John Dodson and maybe a few more wins, and he'll probably be in the talks for a title shot. I just think that Dodson, he's old, man. He's 35 years old now, man. 34. You know, he's just pretty much at the end of his career in my eyes, man. I like John Dodson, but the magician just haven't been showing any much magic anymore. We got Peter getting it done by decision, man. That's an easy one. Um, he could even KO Dodson, but you know, John Dodson, he's a adorable guy. never really seen him get knocked out. You know what I mean? He's never lost from a knockout. So I just see Jan getting done by decision, Peter. So yeah, um, it's another fight. Another fight on here I wanted to talk about. You know, this Michael dude is really good here, but this guy he's fighting, the Austrian Wonder Boy, I really don't know who he is, man. Michael get it done, I'm pretty sure, man, but who knows? You know what I mean? So, and there was another fight I wanted to talk about here. The last fight actually on this card. It's actually two fighters I do know. We got Chris Fishgold here taking on Daniel Tamer, the brother of David Tamer. Um, Fishgold is actually coming off a loss on his debut in the UFC versus Calvin Cater. I mean, the guy, Chris Fishgold, he looked real good, man. I mean, the dude is aggressive as hell, man. I mean, he was putting on Cater at first, and it looked like he kind of just slowed down going in and round two. You know, he had the UFC jitters also. I think, you know, his first fight in the UFC. Um, I think this guy's going to be a tough dude to beat, you know. He got knocked out in his first fight, but, you know, a guy like Daniel Tamer is a perfect dude. He can showcase his abilities on, you know, show him why he was 17-2 and show him why he was actually a champion in Cage Warriors. Um, we like Fishgold here and getting it done, man. And yeah, I know my videos kind of short on picks. I know Polo Reyes and stuff like that, but you know, it's just a whole lot of overseas talent on this card that I'm not really used to watching. So I just broke down the fights that I actually knew gonna watch closely. Thank you guys for stopping by again to the channel. Like and subscribe. Um, yeah, tell me what you guys think about my picks. Leave a few comments. Tell me what you guys think. And who are your picks. And also, before I leave, I'd like to thank Bull Roar MMA for shouting out me on his podcast earlier today. So yeah, that'll be it, guys. Thank you very much.